Faver here with Yves Saint Bernard, and today I want to talk a little about frothing. It's something that you might have seen on Facebook, big buzz about it, and then, it's supposed to be good, and some people think it's terrible, and some people don't think it doesn't work. The problem with frothing is a lot of people don't understand exactly what it is. Frothing is basically a method where we mix the water and the shampoo or conditioner, and we just mix it. And we're going to mix it at a high speed so that we can get a homogeneous or equally distributed type of product. There's no voodoo, it's not magical and mystical. It doesn't do amazing things just because you froth it. It's just a matter of getting it in the right consistency so that we can get the kind of results that we want. So let's just explore this just a little here. So let's look at the ways that we can mix the product. Now, there's a lot of different ways that we can do that. We can do a hand type whisk. We can do a coffee frother. We can do a high-speed mixer, or we can use one of these stick mixers there. The secret here is the faster the speed, the better the consistency of the product. So we started off originally just talking with hand mixers, but the problem is that's a lot of work on that. And so we have gone on to, usually most people are using one of the three over here. I kind of like this little coffee frother because it's simple, it's battery powered, and works fairly well. It's not as high a speed, but like I say, it does the job. And especially when I do a lot of things on the road, it works really well on that. But the idea here is to mix the product. Now, in order to get the right consistency and the right results, especially with the Yves Saint Bernard products, we need to have the right dilution factor. 1 to 3 is what we use as a general rule. So 1 part of shampoo or conditioner to 3 parts of water on that. So if we use a teaspoon of shampoo, we're going to use 3 teaspoons of water to put in there. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's not enough, and then so they're going to add more, The reality is when you add more, you waste more. When you waste more, it costs more. So it's important that we stick to the amounts that we should to get the best results there. So what does it look like? Well, basically what we do is we take and put our product in a bowl, a mixing bowl. The nice thing about that, you can have multiple mixing bowls. You can, they're easy to wash and take care of. The other thing is we're mixing up per pet. Most of our shampoos and conditioners should be specific for the coat type, specific to the problem. This isn't something we mix up, 2 gallons in the middle of the day, or the beginning of the day, and then it lasts for the rest of the week. That's not what we do here. We want to mix it up fresh because as soon as we mix product, the chemical reaction starts. So it is important that we mix it up fresh and we use it right away on that. A lot of places will mix their product up on Monday morning and they'll use it the whole week. Well, by the time it gets to Friday afternoon, that's a totally different product than you started out on Monday. Now, number one, you may have bacterial and fungal growth and stuff, so you may be adding a potential infection to the coat instead of taking off some of the bad stuff there. So let's mix it up fresh. People say, well, it takes a lot of time. It doesn't when you get a routine. And I'm going to tell you, when you froth and you do this correctly, using good products, good technique, any time, extra time you may take in the bathing system, you usually make up for it in the drying. Because if you have that coat well conditioned, it dries very, very rapidly. So we're going to take the product, we're going to put it in there, 1 to 3 dilution. Like I say, you look at that, not a lot of product. This is enough for probably a 30-pound short-haired dog. People say, yeah, that's not even going to cover it. But here's what we do. We wet the dog. So there's going to be a little bit more dilution factor there, but we're going to wet the dog and we're going to mix our product 1 to 3 and we're going to do it high speed. So now we take that little bit and we actually make it into a lot more. Now we've whipped air in it, and like I say, there's really no significance of that. It doesn't change the product. It doesn't do anything to really change the overall process other than it evenly mix it. So instead of having big globules of soap, we've got little tiny ones. And really the glory is it increases the surface area of that soap or that conditioner so that it can grab more dirt or it can affect more area on there. Now, here's the real important thing when it comes to saving money with frothing, and that is the consistency. Most of the methods that we use, whether it be a recirculation system, whether it be a bathing system, whether it be the old squirt down the backbone type system, we waste tons of product. And once that hits the tub, then you can't get it back. You've lost it. You know, I watch the circulating systems that they use, you know, or the bathing systems, and they're doing the dog, and saying, oh, I'm saving so much money. And in my eyes, I'm watching what's going down the drain, because that's not magically just water. That's water and product. So anything that runs off the dog is a waste on that. So that's where a lot of times we get into more cost. And if you got a chance to see the video on the cost of a bath, that's where this savings really comes in. Because when you look at this, when I stick my finger in and pull it out, nothing comes off. You might see one little tiny drop that's starting to drop, but it's not coming off. And even if you're real conservative, you put it on the dog, if it falls in the tub, it's still in a form you could pick it up and put it back on the dog. Now, if you're cleaning the tub well, okay. If you're not, nah, that's probably not a good idea either, but you can. So the point is, you cut your waste down to a minuscule amount. Now, the real secret in any of the shampoo and the conditioners too is letting the chemical reaction occur. So most of the time when we put on shampoo, it needs about 5 minutes to actually do its job. Some shampoos actually have this written on the bottles. You know, I've even seen a few of the veterinary ones. Nobody ever follows it, but that's the science behind it. Because it is a chemical reaction, you have to let the reaction occur. If you could just imagine you got receptors that are grabbing dirt with the shampoo, if I only leave it on there part of the time, it's only going to partially fill those receptors before I wash it off. If I leave it on there a little bit longer, then it can grab more dirt and it'll be a lot more efficient with the product. When it comes to conditioning, being able to leave it on for a period of time increases your hydration. So most of the time on the conditioners, we're looking at somewhere between 10 to even up to 20 minutes if you've got one that's really dehydrated, because that will help boost the hydration to that dog. So there again, it's not strictly about product, it's also about technique. So if you need to add more hydration, adding more time. You don't have to keep adding more and more product, add the time, and a lot of times you can take care of the situation. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at yvessaintbernard.usa, and we're glad to help.